What's happening now in the world of electric cars. I don't know if you noticed, but I am doing this from the inside of my car, not in the studio as I usually do, because of a funny story. Our entire neighborhood is having a power outage, and it's ironic that electric car news show can't really do a show if there is no electric outlets working. So I'm just gonna do it here in my car. We'll just hang out. I didn't want to not do the show, so I figured this is probably best next thing. Yeah, let's cover a few news. I can still see the chat, so I'll answer a few questions, and I even have a comment of the day printed out, so we'll do that. Now, there are a couple news that I kind of wanted to wait with anyway, because we are, there's some leaks coming out that the tax bill that the Congress is coming up with, which is kind of a compromise because between the House bill and the Senate bill, they will keep the $7,500 tax credit here in the United States, which is going to be huge. Now, as I've talked about before, if that tax would have been cut, it would probably be good for Tesla, but not for the rest of the companies. So that's kind of bittersweet probably for Tesla, but I don't want to rush. I mean, I'm going to probably wait for another day or two before we can actually have like a full conversation about it, depending on what else leaks out of that committee, I guess, that they're working in. So that's one thing. Two is, it looks like the Tesla is asking the suppliers of their parts to increase their rate to 5,000 parts per week. If you remember earlier in the year, well, early in the fall, Tesla was asking for actually decreasing of those parts ahead of what they knew were going to be some really bad production bottlenecks. But now it's a good sign, because it looks like they're asking them to increase it to 5,000 per week. Now, that's not going to take effect immediately. Obviously, this is going to be probably, they're made in China, so that's going to take a while to make, then to ship, and then to put into cars. So we're talking about 6 to 8 weeks out. But even if it does happen in like 8 weeks, that's still a pretty good win, because that's still earlier that Elon Musk said we were going to have the 20,000 cars per month rate. So that's good news. So, and this is something that's like concrete news. This is not a rumor. This is not a leak or whatever. This is some concrete news. So that's another good thing. The third story I just kind of wanted to talk about, and again, I'm going to gather some a little bit more information. Wow, the sun is really killing me here. There you go. Some really good information is about Faraday Future. Now, I know that company is just about to die. It looks like they're going to go belly up very soon, but it looks like now that people who left are actually reporting what really happened, it is horrific. It just looks like this company was managed so poorly. I mean, I like that CEO guy, he has violated like almost every single common sense rule to run Faraday Future into the ground. So we're going to talk about that as well. Now, the Model 3 actually brings me up to the comment of the day, which is printed on a paper. By the way, if you're joining me just now, you guys, the reason I'm doing this from my car is just so at least I can do a live show. But because of a little bit of an irony, the neighborhood is having a power outage. So we're doing an electric car show without electricity, so I'm just doing it old school on my phone. I hope it looks decent, but I don't even know if I'm going to repost it. I just want to make sure for those of you guys who expected the stream here, you can still see it. Anyway, comment of the day comes from US Average Guy, and he says, we're talking about why the Nick in the chat room is just rubbing it in. Great. Yes, power outage for the electric car show. All right, comment of the day. We were talking about the Model 3 cars being stockpiled in a couple of delivery centers, which one of them I visited. I showed you guys my drone footage. And so he's talking about, he says, and we were talking about why it's happening. Why are they sitting there, right? Why aren't they being delivered? He says two possibilities. One, they're missing a component such a mirror mount and cannot be released until they get them in stock. Or two, they're not working as promised and they need to fix them. For example, range is not what was expected. All right, first of all, I agree in both, and this is something I mentioned yesterday, right? One is they might be missing like one little part. Alex in the chat, everyone's going to be giving me technical advice, guys. I know I have a backup, pretty big backup system in my home, so yes, I can probably run. Okay, I'm being told that I have to move by these guys. All right, well, I will move in a second. But I can't just run a computer. It takes more than a computer. I have to run a camera. I have to run a capture device. I have to run 3 lights. I have to run a lot of things that that require more power than I can get from that device that I have. But anyway, so going back to the comment of the day is I am actually agreeing with them, because it is probably because they had a bunch of dust on them. It looks like they've been there for a while, so it probably they're missing a part, and they're going to install it as soon as they have it. Maybe it's like they're running late, so that's not a big deal. Actually, it's not that uncommon. But as far as not working properly, then I strongly doubt it. I think I'm going to have to move my car. Wow, live show, huh? So I doubt that it's working improperly, because well, if the range would be a problem, then we probably wouldn't we would know about it by now. Don't forget, they were selling these cars to their employees. Sorry, I moved my car right now. Because they already sold a bunch of these to their employees, and they would have already known about it by now. So I doubt that this would have been something that they didn't know, that the range is not up to par. So yeah, so we're probably gonna find out sooner or later what really happened with these cars, why they are being stockpiled there, and it's interesting. Tony says in the chat room, says, Alex, you're doing a pretty good job on turning lemons into lemonade. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew this, you know, they told us this ahead of time, and I kind of figured, you know, I don't want to skip this show. I don't want to do a pre-recorded show. Let's just go with this, you know. I don't even know if you guys got the notifications, because I'm just doing it from my phone. But yeah, and by the way, another thing that I wanted to tell you guys about, so I am, because, you know, it's Christmas holiday season here, at least in the United States, I'm sure around the world. Hi, Fernanda for Portugal. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, so I'm going to be going to a cruise with tons of old people, just the way I like to spend my holidays. No one's fighting, no one's throwing up on my shoes, no one's, you know, me and my girlfriend take cruises every Christmas break, so we're gonna go to Mexico, and therefore I won't be able to do even this every day. So what I'm gonna do instead, I'm still want to make sure you guys have my girlfriend says, yay, I can't wait, in the chat room. So what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna produce a video, pre-record the videos for you guys. I'm gonna release them every day at 11 a.m. just like we always meet here at 11 a.m. Pacific time. But see you, Nick. Have a great night. I will talk to you tomorrow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what I'm gonna call them E-words, okay? And man, the sun is killing me. Let me move a little bit. Sorry guys, I literally just had to move because the restaurant that I was parked in front of just had employees show up and literally point me out like this, like get out. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do E-words. I'm going to be like, you know, a design of the year, newcomer of the year, autopilot technology of the year, best competitor to Tesla of the year. So I'm going to kind of have the nominees, and I'm going to tell you guys which car, which manufacturer or product has won, in my opinion, that category. So I'm going to do this every day. It's going to be pre-recorded and scheduled to post, and one of those will be posted only exclusively for my Patreons. And by the way, if you're interested in contributing it, go ahead, and there's a link in the description of this video. You can contribute, and of course you get some exclusive footage there, you get some behind the scene footage there for you guys, so please check it out. And by the way, since you're already going to be digging in my description, hopefully, I just yesterday launched a little online store. I came up with some funny t-shirt designs for electric car fans. I think they're funny. I just ordered them myself, so I'm going to try to wear them in the next week or two once I get them, but you can check them out. If anything, have a laugh at it. I thought some of them are pretty funny. So it's also in the description of this video. All right, guys. So basically, this is pretty much it as far as the news. As far as what's going to happen over the holiday break, I'll be back on the 30th. My last telecast will be on the 21st. Then we're going to go into the pre-recorded eWords, and on the 30th, I will be back. And in the second week of January, I will be broadcasting from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. There's a lot of interesting self-driving technologies, the car technologies. Now Fisker is supposed to unveil their Motion E, I believe, or eMotion, I confuse them. But so far, they're not on the schedule. They're not even presenters. I've contacted them and they haven't replied to me, which is weird because they usually reply to me. And secondly, the CES media contact tells me that they're not registered. So I don't know what's going on with Fisker and CES, but I'll be there and I'll broadcast a couple of times so you guys can see a lot of stuff live. And then I'm also gonna pre-record things and I'm gonna release them for you as we go along. And one more thing, by the way, I got a couple of Evanex products, and one of them is a car cover. I'm gonna feature that in the next couple of days so you guys can see what the product is like and what my experience was like with it. I see a lot of people saying hi from around the world. I love the fact that, you know, we have people watching from the US, South Florida right there, hey, from Germany, Australia. So I think this is a good time for everybody to kind of come together as the globe, really, and to talk about electric cars. All right, guys, you know, the sun is in my face. I hope the quality is all right. I know this is not what you usually used to. I'll be back to the studio tomorrow as the power is back on. Varun is from India. It's awesome. And by the way, I'm here in San Jose, California. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me on this one. I know this was a bit of an improv kind of a deal. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a real live show. Well, not that this one wasn't live, but you know what I mean. With all the graphics, some chat and fun, all that stuff. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. And of course, remember to stay charged.